Hi, Birdie level participants. Tammy Palmer, Program Director for See the Golden Owls. Today I have Coach Mason Scott again with me today, and we're going to be talking about core lesson number 17, and that's all about setting goals that are positive and important to you, and that's on page 22 of our yardage book. Now, last week we talked about goals and dreams and getting started, right? Can you run through those SMART goals that we talked a little bit about and just kind of briefly, just to recap?
Yeah, so the first one in the SMART goals is a specific goal, so something that has details and specific instead of I want to play better at golf, it's I want to reach a certain score. So being specific in that. The next one is measurable, so being able to track that goal as you're going through it to know if you're staying on track, if you need to change up your game plan to reach that goal. Being able to measure that is important. The next one is attainable, so creating a goal that you know you can actually reach. It's good to set goals that are difficult and something that you have to work for, but being able to actually reach it is important. And the next one is realistic. So that kind of ties into attainable, something that you can strive for and something that you can actually reach. It. For example, if I just started playing golf and I set a goal, I want to shoot 72 in 3 weeks. Now that's a great goal. That's something that, I mean, that would be awesome, but realistically that may not be possible since you've never played golf before and you're just getting started. So that helps with your confidence, setting goals that are realistic that you can actually reach. And the last one, which is also very important, is time-oriented goals. You being able to set a time frame, whether it's a short-term goal, say I want to do something by the end of the day, by the end of the week, or even a long-term goal, I want to do this in a couple of months, a couple of weeks, a couple of years, anything like that. Setting a time frame on the goal is very important as well.
Very good. That's a great recap. Now, in core lesson number 17 on page 23, there are 4 guidelines for setting reachable goals. So I really like that you were talking about setting attainable and realistic goals for ourselves. And the first one is the one that I really want to focus on right now, and that's about setting goals that are stated positively. So how do you set a positive goal? Like, what are some things that we need to think about when we're doing that?
Yeah, it comes down to our thoughts and what we want to accomplish being the main point of the goal instead of what we don't want to happen. So a couple of examples of negative goals, stuff that we may not want to think about when we're out playing on the course is I'm teeing up and there's water to my left and I say, I don't want to hit it in the water. Or there's a bunker on the right, I don't want to hit it there. Or the woods, anything like that where you're saying, I don't want to do this. And instead you can flip that around and turn it into the positive. So instead of I don't want to hit it into the water, it's I want to hit this ball in the middle of the fairway. And then when I'm on the green, instead of I don't want to 3-putt, it's I'm going to make a good stroke on this putt, or I'm going to 2-putt. So turning those negative thoughts into positive thoughts is really important. And it takes a lot of practice, but being able to do that when you're practicing is good because when you go to the course, you can apply that.
Yeah, and I think sometimes when we set negative goals and we don't really think that that's what we're doing, but usually if I'm on the tee box and I'm seeing water and all I'm thinking is water, don't hit it in the water, don't hit it in the water, what am I going to do? I'm going to hit it in the water, right? So yeah, I love that we change that focus of that water, that negative thought into a positive. Well, instead of the water, I want to do this instead. Tell me maybe how that might apply, in life, maybe at school or at home, maybe in other sports or, in your community. Like, how would you apply setting positive thoughts in that regard?
One I can think of for school it can be as basic as passing a class. So instead of saying and having that thought, I don't want to fail, if it's a test, a quiz, assignment, whatever it is, having that negative thought in your head over and over and over again can kind of bring you down and bring down your confidence. So instead of flipping that, like we talked about the golf goal, saying, I'm going to pass this, or I'm going to do the best I can on this test or this quiz or throughout this school year. So flipping it that way. And then you can apply that to anything you're trying to accomplish. Instead of saying, I don't want this to happen, setting the goal to, I want the positive to happen. So I want to achieve this rather than have this not happen.
It makes me remember what we talked about being measurable and, finding those areas that we know we need to work on, those weaker areas, and really setting a more positive outlook to create confidence, right? So setting those positive goals I think will allow us to, to focus on, well, I'm going to do these steps to get better, rather than, oh, I'm just not good at this. I hate this because, I don't do well in it.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts? Is that your experience as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, giving kind of that self-talk of I can do this, pushing yourself through it. Sometimes we don't have somebody there encouraging us all the time, and we've got to do that ourselves, and being able to practice and do that. It takes a long time to be able to do that, and it takes practice. And I think that's something we're all working on all the time, is being able to stay positive and kind of talking ourselves through things. But that definitely helps get through whatever it is, if it's golf, if it's school, anything, any struggles you're going through.
Very good. There you go, guys. That is core lesson number 17, and that's on page 23, 4 guidelines for setting reachable goals. And that was, we just talked about setting goals that are stated positively. So thank you guys for joining us. We will see you guys next time.